If you've ever looked at two babies the same age and thought, how are they so different? Or if you've supported families and quietly wondered, why did that strategy work beautifully for one child and completely fall apart for another? This video will simplify a lot, because after years in paediatric nursing, health visiting, lactation and holistic sleep coaching and supporting thousands of families, I've noticed something. Almost everyday sleep thing can be explained by 4 variables. Not rare medical situations or complex neurological edge cases, but a good 95% of the sleep shenanigans that leaves parents confused, anxious, or questioning themselves. When you understand these 4 lenses, sleep stops feeling random. So let's unpack them. I'm Lindsay, co-founder of the Holistic Sleep Coaching Program, where we train professionals around the world to support families with evidence, empathy, and deep respect for attachment. One of the biggest shifts practitioners experience inside our program is this: they stop looking for the right plan and they start looking for the right interpretation, because sleep looks different between children, and that's not a problem, it's information. Let me tell you about Kim. Kim began her career in public health, working on improving birth outcomes and reducing infant mortality. She later moved into peer-to-peer lactation support and completed multiple sleep certifications, but something still felt incomplete. She kept encountering families whose children didn't fit the textbook. They were low sleep needs, highly sensitive, big feelings, parents feeling like they were doing it wrong because their baby didn't match the averages. When she discovered the Holistic Sleep Coaching Program, what stood out was the evidence-based approach, but also the deep respect for individuality. After completing the program, Kim didn't just refine her practice, she evolved it. She built a thriving sleep coaching business, developed a group coaching model, and began supporting families at a much deeper level, not just with tactics, but with understanding. Now let's get into it. Almost every sleep challenge can be explored through temperament, sleep needs, connection, and regulation. Let's go through them. Temperament is congenital. It's present from birth. Some babies are intense, alert, sensitive, highly reactive, slow to warm up, persistent. Others are adaptable, easygoing, lower in reactivity, more flexible. Neither is better, but they will not respond the same way to the same input. A highly sensitive child may struggle more with transitions, wake more easily, need longer wind downs, be deeply affected by minor changes. An adaptable child may roll with much more. If we ignore temperament and apply a generic strategy, we create friction. Temperament explains why siblings can be wildly different. It explains why what worked for my first doesn't work for the second. Sleep looks different because children are different. Sleep needs vary far more than most people realise, and this is where so much anxiety is born. The internet will tell parents 12-hour nights, fixed nap totals, predictable patterns, wake windows. But individual sleep biology and rigid charts aren't a good mix. Some babies genuinely need less sleep than the averages suggest. Some need more. When we try to push a child into a sleep duration that doesn't match their physiology, it will feel hard. They may resist bedtime, wake early, have split nights, take shorter naps. Not because something's wrong, but because their body has different requirements. One of the most transformative things for practitioners, as Kim described, is realising human beings are not uniform. Understanding sleep needs reduces parental anxiety dramatically, and anxiety itself influences sleep. Now, this one is underestimated. Children are relational beings. If they've had a long day of separation, a busy, stimulating environment, reduced one-to-one attention, a big developmental stage, they may seek proximity at night. Night waking is not always about sleep. Sometimes it's about, before I settle, I need to feel you. Connection needs often peak at the end of the day. When families view night waking solely through a behavioural lens, they miss this relational layer. When we add on the connection lens, patterns make much more sense. And then we come to regulation. If a child is emotionally flooded, overstimulated, anxious, frustrated, excited, or unsettled, sleep will not come easily. You cannot sleep with your foot on the gas pedal. Sleep requires a shift from nervous system activation into safety. If a child's nervous system is still activated, even in subtle ways, lying in the dark won't automatically switch it off. Regulation is influenced by sensory input, movement or lack of it, transitions, stress, parental regulation, development. When a child is dysregulated, sleep struggles, not because of behaviour, because of physiology. When you run sleep through these 4 lenses, you begin to see the reason your eldest is different from your youngest. Maybe that's temperament. The reason your baby is different from your friends. Maybe regulation sensitivity. The reason that generic sleep plan didn't work. Maybe sleep needs didn't match the template. Sleep looks different between children because they are different. When practitioners internalize this, they stop trying to fix the child. They start adjusting the lens. Almost every everyday sleep challenge can be explored through temperament, sleep needs, connection, and regulation. It's rarely random. It's rarely failure. It's usually one or a combination of those 4 variables. And when you understand that, sleep stops feels chaotic. It becomes interpretable. If this way of thinking resonates with you, if you want to support families by interpreting sleep rather than imposing plans, this is exactly what we teach inside the Holistic Sleep Coaching Programme. Click the link below to book a free call with our team. And next, watch our video debunking sleep regressions, where we explain what's really going on when sleep suddenly goes wonky. Because when you understand these 4 factors, regressions make a lot more sense too.